back to the stream. I'm gonna be hacking up. We're back with the Playthings of the Gods. It's been a little bit, but we are gonna be back in our 5th edition space game right now, where all of our dear friends are going. Oh, they're at a party right now. But before we get into that, let's go around. As you can see, we are sans a Van tonight. He's not feeling well, so we are just gonna move ahead with Blessing and we're gonna take it away with Val.
Oh God, first, hi everyone. I'm Val. You can find me at the Kraken's Crown, lurking around the internet. I'm over on GGK most days, and today I'm going to be playing Arrow, the barbarian monk, who just got a tattoo.
Oh, that's right. Hi, I'm Tanya, and I will hydrate momentarily. Thank you. You can find me at Tanya Roll places on the internet, but tonight I am Moxley, the Tiefling Bard.
Hi, I'm next. Raven is trying to crawl into my lap. Hi, I'm Rachel Elizabeth. I am on the internet at Rachel Elizabeth or Rachel Elizabeth with a Z in the middle and 7S. Tonight I am Talon, the elf, Beastmaster Ranger / Death Cleric. Sorry, this dog is trying to climb into my lap.
And then I'm Alex, OMG, some guy on the internet, usually on GGK, Tuesdays and Thursdays. For this game, I am playing Colchis, who is a Minotaur Oath of the Ancients paladin.
And I'm LB Hackemup, or LB if you're nasty, and I'm gonna be your dungeon mistress. I don't know. For this
I guess we're all nasty.
We're all supremely nasty.
Hey, yo! But before we get into things, we do have a little bit of a recap. And it's going to be written by the lovely, wonderful Rachel. Take it away.
Previously on Playthings of the Gods, they'd fucked up Spider John and freed everyone under his spell. Moxie, Jenna, and Jacob had the hangover from hell, but Colchis came in clutch with some lay on hands and fixed Moxie and Jenna. Jacob, however, was beyond his powers, having been on the island for so long. Arrow was pacing the deck, trying to chill out before having a conversation with their father, while Moxie and Talon patched up Alhena, who had taken the brunt of their damage in the kerfuffle. After finding some zen, Arrow decided it was time to catch their father up on what they'd been up to. They'd caught them up on everything since they'd last seen each other, including meeting Auntie and how they found the rest of the God Squad. I'm sorry, my dogs are playing in the background. That's when Arrow's dad dropped the bomb. Auntie, the goddess Shantae, was actually Arrow's mother. Arrow, the demigod, who will now be referred to as Percy Jackson, was understandably shocked at the news, and their dad gave them some time to process. Percy Jackson, face now sporting a 1,000-yard stare, plopped onto the deck by Alhena. After a bit of conjecture on what information they could nudge out of the shocked water genasi, Alhena managed to figure out that Auntie was their mom, and that was definitely not something they'd been aware of. Alhena gently encouraged them to talk about it with the rest of their friends, as supporting each other was kind of their thing. Arrow and Alhena found the rest of the group, who'd been communing with their gods in different ways. Arrow opened up about what they'd been told, and the squad made sure they knew that they got to decide if the terms of their relationship changed in the light of this new information, as their mother had been absent for most of their life. Arrow decided that at some point they were going to try to talk to their mom once they figured out what they wanted to say. Sorry. While sailing through the Astral Sea, the team divvied up some magical items they pillaged from Spider John's island lair and set aside the money they found for Colchis to buy some beefy, sneaky armor. After a couple days of rest, Jacob was feeling considerably better, and he gathered everyone for a conversation. The God Squad told an abridged version of their story to Jacob, telling him that Mistress sent her champion after them when they first set out, and that when Talon communed with her, she informed them that they can't let him out of the demiplane. Jacob posited that it may be because the demiplane that Haji is stuck in was created to trap Mask, the Lord of Shadows, an evil god of trickery and thieves. They all wondered what the heck Moxie could have done to piss off Mask, or what she had done, or what she has that he cannot be allowed to get a hold of. Jacob informed them that in order to find the demiplane, they needed an extraplanar field resonator to find the demiplane where Haji is trapped, and in order to do that, they needed to go to Doomspace to find a mercane named Volcap, who runs a blood arena for gladiator fights. Simple enough. As Doomspace approached, everyone realized there was a gargantuan floating space whale docked nearby, with an epic party raging on its back. This, according to the crew, was the Cancella, the Windfish Fest, a party that's been raging for hundreds of years. So of course they sat down at the party and headed in. Every minute of humanoid imaginable was in attendance at this rave, and even their hodgepodge group didn't look out of place. Colchis needed to buy some armor, so the God Squad went searching for a merchant. Arrow wandered off to get a tattoo, Talon following them to make sure they weren't alone. Alhena noticed they'd left and went to find them doing some shopping along the way. Calcus did some haggling with Moxie's assistant, scoring some mithril and a dragon egg that no one will be cooking. Meanwhile, Arrow and Talon chatted about tattoo ideas and how rave-appropriate things from their spice pouch may help her mellow out. Well, when Alhena caught up to Talon and Arrow was getting tattooed, and Alhena used the opportunity and the environment to finally and successfully sneak up on Talon. They also gave Talon what ended up being her first ever real gift, a beautiful silver arrow necklace. But guys, they're just roommates. Calcus and Moxie safely tucked the dragon egg back on the ship, figuring that was the best place for it, and set out to find their friends. They'd definitely tell them about it later. They reunited with their friends at the open-air tattoo tent. Since Arrow was otherwise occupied, Calcus coached Talon on how to partake in rave things. A bright, swirling, ethereal, humanoid-shaped light appeared behind Calcus and spoke to him. They said Lyra had sent them. He asked Lyra about Mistra, and she discovered that Mistra wishes to keep the balance that was established after the death of the Raven Queen. These dogs. For those who have been banished to remain in exile, Mask will seek his godlyhood back, and that he is the most dangerous to the Pantheon because he always has a backup plan. That's why it's so difficult to track him down and defeat him in the first place. She also said that Lyra had gone through a lot to get this information and made a gesture no one saw because of the light. And when we last left our adventurers, Moxie decided she needed to commune with Pop Pop about all this mask stuff, and everyone said they'd check in with their respective deities after they'd had a much deserved night off, because let's be honest, none of them were in the emotional space to do anything but blow off some steam.
That was wonderful. I miss your recaps so much because they remind me of things that I myself have forgotten.
Sorry, it was so interrupted
No!
by playing pit bulls.
Just having fun, the babies.
Pitbull playtime back here.
Pitbull playtime. Now they're running. They're like, oh no, perception.
Don't perceive me.
Thank
Except
you
the
for
tails.
that. Yes, right.
Tails always. Look at him go.
So, yes, the group had a night off. When do you guys find your way back to the ship is my question. Do you stay out all night? Do you head back, like, after having party time? Or what is that plan, I guess?
I feel like there's definitely party time.
Mm-hmm.
They all need to, like, let loose a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
We've had some existential crises recently. People just need to, like, let loose, have some fun, dances and music, vibe out, and then probably find our way back to the ship eventually. That's probably what Talon's gonna do.
Yeah, Moxie plans to party hard, but wants to get back to the ship and doesn't want to spend the night on not the ship because the egg.
Yep. All right. And do you mention the egg at all before you get back?
Probably, especially if substances have been consumed. I think at some point it's just like as you know, we're partying together and stuff. It's just like, oh yeah, by the way, we got a dragon egg.
Moxie be like, dude, you guys, guess what we bought today?
You did not buy a dragon. Proof. I need proof.
It's on the ship, baby.
Back at the ship.
Okay, well, like, 1 more hour, and then I want to see this dragon egg.
Promise is taking care of it for us. No big deal.
You should bring her back a souvenir.
Got one.
Perfect.
And, like, what are we planning on doing with a dragon egg?
Not cooking it.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely not cooking it. I think
Raising
we're
it.
gonna raise
That's
it.
pretty grisly.
It's gonna have the 5 coolest parents.
Yeah. To have a baby dragon. I didn't really think very far ahead about this, but a baby dragon sounds cool for now.
Yeah, baby dragon sounds great. I'm into the baby dragon.
Sweet.
I feel like
Take
Talon's
care.
having a great time vibing out, doing rave things for the first time, actually letting loose.
Moxie keeps talking about
She
like
feels
different
safe.
custody agreements we can have with the dragon after our mission.
I'll get him for 2 days, and then Talon will get them for 2 days, and then Calcus will get them for 2 days, and then every other weekend.
Guys, I've got a circus, okay?
Root's gonna be so excited to be a big brother.
Obviously, once the dragon's old enough, you know, they'll get to make their own decisions. But I don't know what the age of majority is for a dragon, so that could be, you know, 30 days or it could be 100 years.
We'll have to call Nismat and like get some information. I'm sure she'll know.
Or find a library.
Or a library.
Anyways, we're partying.
All right.
Make our
yeah.
way back.
Make your way back to the ship.
Crash in
It
our
is.
hammocks.
It's still. There's no light, no dark here in space. The ship's lights are. There's just a couple on the front. And as you kind of walk back up, you see like something like almost a very large snake-like moving in front of the ship, and it has glowing rings around it, like it's wearing party gear. And it slithers on to the ship, and as it goes into the light, you see Juru like kind of look up, look back, and look at you guys, and then scurry back on the ship. But Promise is on the deck keeping a watch, and they are joined by Raimi, who is also up there as she is kind of looking up at the stars and humming to herself.
Talon's gonna get on board and make them dance with her to the distant music.
While Talon's doing that, Mox is like, Promise, we got you a present for watching our dragon egg.
Oh my god, thank you! And he like grabs that, or they grab them and like shake them, and this is incredible! Thanks!
Thank you.
Was it a lot of fun?
It was fun, but not too much fun. Moxie doesn't want anybody to feel bad they didn't get to go. So.
Yeah, the
It was
music
okay.
sounded really cool.
It was fun. I think we're all glad to be back on the ship, though, right now. It's been a long night.
Yeah, we're gonna be up for a little bit longer, so if you need anything, just let us know. Oh, what do you want me to do with... And they kind of moved to the side, and they've been sitting in front of the egg.
Our baby!
Yeah,
Everybody
I didn't tell
eat
anybody. And Raimi just goes, I'm sorry, it's a what? You just said
An
it was
egg.
a rock. An egg? It's a very large egg.
Yes. It's a dragon egg.
Fascinating.
Surprise.
What
I
kind of
wanna
dragon?
name them Pickle.
Pickled
Oh.
egg. Done.
Right. Well, you should probably tell Quartersian, and Jenna.
Are they awake or sleeping or?
Well, they're still out at the moment,
That's
but...
a problem for tomorrow.
Right, okay. Sleep well.
Moxie just like runs up to the egg and is like, "Oh, egg, you're so cute," and like kind of pets it and like talks to it because she wants egg to know her voice when it hatches.
Yeah,
I
do
think-
you... Yeah, go ahead.
Colchis will, as we do start making our way to our bunks, will like pick it up and bring it inside so that it's not just out on deck.
Awesome.
Swaddle it up in some spare clothes and
Oh my gosh, let's make it a
stuff.
nest. Can we make it a nest?
Sure.
Yeah.
Make it a little nest to sit in. For us all sitting around it, like talking to it.
Aw. Y'all are adorable. But you're able to get a full night of sleep. First... I say first thing in the morning. Again, there is no morning. It is just space time. You guys get a knock on your cabin, and it's JPD. And he looks a little rough, but he also has been looking rough from the start, so he could just be tired. And he kind of peeks his head in, says, "Hey gang, are we getting ready?"
Oh, yep,
First
but-
tea, then yes.
Okay. Volcath will be available. I checked. Apparently, he'll be available in 2 hours or so.
All right. What should we know before going in to meet this Vocath?
Well, businessman, big businessman. Never gives something for nothing. Really big about his fighting pit. Has a lot of creatures in there. Most of them are stuck behind this like reflective glass, and he can just kind of call them out. I think it's become, from what I gathered last night, it's become more of a show than anything else, but it is still a gladiatorial death battle to the death. So just be aware of that. There's nothing scheduled for today as far as I'm aware, but that's kind of why everyone's here. They like to watch it. So maybe soon.
All right. Well,
He's also fairly proper, I should say. Like, he's not. I wouldn't do like a fart joke in front of him sort of guy, you know?
okay. So uptight.
I don't think we're especially known for our fart jokes as a group.
Just making sure. I never tell Elcor to meet him, but probably would never if given the chance.
I don't know if I've ever told a joke.
Not on purpose, probably.
Okay. Well, have some breakfast, get ready, and we'll meet you at on the deck.
Okay, Talon, you realize now I'm going to have to teach you how to tell jokes.
You can try.
I'll have to write up a lesson plan, a curriculum. Starts muttering to himself.
Ellen's excited. She likes to learn things.
The literal fun police. Okay.
I mean, my goddess is the goddess of joy.
Yes, you are the fun police.
Jokes are in my domain.
Okay, is there anything you guys want to do before you get ready to go? Perhaps talk
No.
to
I
anybody?
was
about
gonna think, should I just leave Root behind and let him sit on the dragon egg?
I mean, probably at some point explain to Jenna, like, okay, yes, we picked up a dragon egg. We'll take care of it.
As you do, Jenna just goes, I'm sorry, you picked up what?
Dragon egg named Pickle.
From where? What kind of dragon is it?
We haven't been able to figure that out just yet.
Yeah, we bought it on the party. Bought it at the party. The rave.
Have any of you met a dragon before?
Yes.
Yeah.
You do know that dragons are incredibly territorial, especially of their children. Well, I guess not all of them. It depends on what kind.
I mean, we're not gonna be in doom space forever, right? So once we get out, bing bang boom, we'll be all right.
Okay. Well, I'm going to have Quadricin take a look at it, and maybe Bartholomew, just to see what it is.
Perfect.
That
More
sounds great,
prepared, the
because I
better.
wasn't gonna be able to figure it out until we got to a library.
Mhm.
Okay. Do you want me to come with you?
Do you want to come with us?
I think you're in very capable hands, and you have very capable hands, so I don't think you need me.
But you are still the captain of the ship, and if any decisions need to be made regarding the ship and the crew, it would make sense for you to be there unless you empower your uncle as your emissary.
I mean, technically, he is in charge of all the ships, so once everyone knows that he's alive. I should tell them he's alive. I can do that. What am I doing? You guys go. I'll do that. But
Yeah, clerical work.
Right. I'm going to take the ship up to dock. And do you have everything you need?
Seems like it.
All right.
Yes.
She takes the helm, and as you guys maneuver your way off of the giant gargantuan floating whale, you see the underside of this large sort of docking bay area. You kind of float up. There is a green glow that's coming from the bottom of this. The structure is made of a gray and black stone with a large crystal formation jutting from the underside. Docks radiate outwards from a building that is capped by a crystal dome. There are a couple ships up here, but they're all parked, and there doesn't seem to be much anything going on there. Attached to the main building is a tower that has its own private dock near the top, and at the end of the dock is a damselfly ship, which looks like a dragonfly. Its metal hulls painted bright blue. There are two 40-foot tall statues, each one depicting a thin, blue, well-dressed giant. And you guys get to dock. You're docking at well, like the fourth one. It's a circle around this dome, and you guys can make your way off. And you are greeted by some tattooed guards. They all have a, let's see. There is a sigil on the back of their hands or on their wrists that seems to be all the same. And the one that greets you is a Githyanki knight with an eye patch. Githyanki are green-skinned, spacefaring individuals. They look almost, they're humanoid, but look almost bug-like in their, like, their jaw are gaunt, they're thinner and spinier than most beings. And he introduces himself as, I'm skipping ahead. He says, my name's Yathorak, and I'm going to be your emissary for this moment. Do you have any weapons upon you?
Yeah.
Yes. Indicating the warhammer along the back.
Right. He kind of says over his shoulder, "Oi, Buck!" And you see a large hippopotamus being that is probably about 8 feet tall, wearing armor that is, I mean, when you think of, like, what's that, maybe Spaceship Troopers? Like, very much that, but a little bit more prim and proper. There's, like, patches on it and stuff. And he kind of he moves forward with thuds as he steps with his big ol' hippopotamus feet. And he opens his mouth, and a strange voice comes out, and he just says, yes, how can I be of assistance? And Yatharek says, make sure you note down all of their equipment, and then we can take him up. And he goes, oh, yes, of course. And you see him, like, walking around you and making notes of all of your equipment. And as he passes, you guys can kind of see that he is denoting how powerful they are by just kind of seeing them. Most of it is correct. Our arrow, you notice he doesn't note that your pouch is anything special. So he probably isn't, like, using a magic, but just a good eye. And Itharak says, all right. And he kind of just takes a moment, touches his ear, and goes, all right, we're heading up. And he's like, you ready?
I suppose so, yep.
You guys start making your way downtown, walking fast, faces past. You start moving over this, it's like sort of around in a circle, and there's the, you can see the crystal sphere. You're not quite at the level where you can see inside, but there are bright lights in there. And as you walk in, there is a ramp that goes up and a barrier that as you approach it, they kind of touch their ear and say, open bay door 2, and you are able to, it goes away, and then it looks like a wall of force, basically, and then you're able to move through. As you're walking, Jacob kind of leans into you guys and says, hey, so I'm gonna let you guys do the talking, because Valrea sent you on this mission, and I think that, I mean, I trust her, obviously, with my life, and if she thinks that you guys are capable of doing this, I mean, it's your mission, I don't want to get in the way, so if you need me, I'll be there, but if that's okay with you guys. Okay. All right.
Moxie's like, I think I forgot to call Pop like I wanted to.
Says as you continue walking. You enter through a couple rooms, and you go up into a small room, and the door closes behind you, and both of them turn around to face the door, and they kind of just stand there for a moment, and they, like, kind of look at each other and, like, say idle talk for a moment, and the doors open again, and you are suddenly on a different level. You're up in what looks to be the audience chamber. And this is a circular chamber with an ornate throne opposite the entrance. The walls are lined with art objects, tapestries, paintings, and weapons that seem to be very powerful and very nice. Sitting in the chair in this throne on the other side, I don't know why I closed the book. I'm a fool. Is a being that is blue. It's about 14 feet tall. It is sitting and very gaunt. They have a long face, pointed ears, blue skin. They're wearing a frilled, like a Victorian style collar, white collar, with furs going around it, a very ornate furred robe of some kind. It seems to be like a soft, I would say more like a bear than a curlied, fuzzy sort of thing. And then there's a stripe that goes down the center, and they do not have shoes on. As Jacob enters the room, he places his hand on his chest and gives a small bow. And the guards kind of move off to the side.
Talon follows suit with the bow.
Mm-hmm.
Moxie
Seems
does
like the
too.
thing to do.
Same.
Hello.
Moxie kind of breaks the silence. Oh, welcome. Hello. Nice to meet you. My name's Moxie.
I'm Vokoth. I've been told you require my assistance. What can I do for your group today?
You guys see Moxie kind of like shy away because she's.
Yeah,
don't
so
wanna
this is
say
a
it.
player thing. I don't remember why we're here. What is he?
we need the extra. I'll tell it to go. We're looking for an extraplanar field resonator to get to a specific demiplane.
I see, and you were told that I have this device?
Yes. Or you could help us find it.
I do. What are you willing to offer for it? I assume, seeing your ship and hearing of your exploits, that you do not have the gold required for such an item.
Probably not. So what are you thinking about? What can we do for you?
First, why do you need such a thing?
Mission from the gods beyond that is a bit more complicated.
Which gods?
Of the material realm.
I see. And what is it that you plan to do? Where are you going?
To rescue someone who has been trapped in a dummy plane.
And that is all. Jacob kind of goes,
All goes according to plan.
I see. Well, your mission is a valiant one. I don't see how I can allow you to use my item for such a petty cause.
Perhaps we should clarify. There are like 5 gods who have asked us to do this, at least.
Yes.
But
If it is
that-
truly the reasons that you have given me, this item is incredibly valuable as well as incredibly powerful.
Moxie kind of looks at Jacob, JPD, because
Mm-hmm.
he was coughing like.
Says, like leans over and says, "Tell him everything, or just tell him more. Get him on your side."
So, I'm not the best at this. Talon, fill in the gaps for me. We had to find a bunch of people. The gods are like making us do stuff. We have to find people. And we got to get this dude from a demi-plane. That's kind of it.
There's
what
going to be a
else?
war between the gods and the material plane.
Oh, the war, of course, the war. I'm so sorry. That's
Our
kind of a big
gods
deal.
are on one side of this war. And one of them asked us to find this person who's going to be incredibly important for this war between the gods.
So you're saying that the material plane lays in the balance of your mission. Perhaps lead with that next time.
Well, you can understand our apprehension about telling everyone the full story because we don't know who is on the side of our gods and who's on the side of the other gods. So we don't usually
Understandable.
lead with the whole story unless it's required.
And
The
honestly,
material
I just see
plane-
the fun parts. So
The material plane is of no business of mine. I have no sway or desires that require me to know about things that are going on there beyond great expansions and artifacts. But I understand your concern, and perhaps we can work out a deal.
what were you thinking?
You are traveling with a great known being, and he motions to Jacob. His exploits are told across the astral sea. However, yours are less known. I will lend you this object with the promise of return of the object. However, you must do 2 things for me in return for this to happen. As I have said, I do not know you, and I do not know if you are capable of protecting my item. I do not want it lost to those pirates. He kind of motions, like does a general motion to like everyone else sort of thing. And then he says, you must prove yourself to me in my arena. And the second thing is, I will need collateral. This item is very powerful, and I do not trust anyone to take it without intent to keep. From what you've told me, and what I know of Jacob's past, and his absence over the past few years, am I right in assuming that Jacob is one of the people that you are trying to collect?
That's correct.
Then my second stipulation is that Jacob must remain here with me until the item is returned.
So we take the item, go rescue the next person, come back here with your item, and you will let Jacob come back with us
Yes,
upon return of your item.
correct.
Where does the blood arena part come in here? I've heard a lot about it. Sounds great.
It has become a spectacle of sorts as of late, though it does bring in good money. Normally it was used for my own entertainment, as well as challenges for those who wish to borrow and ask for payment of items. Now it is merely a blood sport that I am available for. So, you will need to pass through 3 rounds of combat. There are 5 of you. I will allow 6 to compete in 3 rounds. If you survive all 3, then I will give you the item and you may go on your way, while Jacob remains behind.
First, Jacob will not be required to fight in the arena while remaining here.
Fighting in the arena is for criminals and those who volunteer. Many people have been volunteering. You see there's a little bit of annoyance in his eye, like this is like, it's a little out of hand how many people are just like, I want to fight in the pit. It's become a spectacle that he was not okay with, but he's accepting it now.
I just wanted to make sure that wasn't a stipulation that you were going to add later.
No. I will write a contract if this is something you will do.
I'm not going to make that decision for someone. So if Jacob is okay with the terms of this after reading through the contract, then that is his decision.
Right. Well, speak amongst yourselves and tell my guards what your decision is, and I will set up the fight if you so choose to do it.
Is there any heads up you can tell us about this fight? What kind of things we're going to be blood sporting for?
It will probably be the most difficult 3 battles of your lives.
Okay, cool. Thanks for the info.
If that is all,
For now, thank you.
he stands up and goes to his full, 17-foot height, gives a nod, and motions to the door. That it is opened from the inside, and you guys can go back into the small box.
Just based on the whole conversation, can I make an insight check?
Absolutely.
It's a 16.
Yeah, from his demeanor and what you know about him, Vokoth is a businessman, not a swindler. So
Okay.
he seems very sincere in that. And you've noticed how, I guess from that insight you can kind of gather that though he seems really annoyed about the spectacle that his fight has become, he's a little into it. Like, this is an easy way for me to make money. I didn't mean for this to happen, but I guess here we are.
Okay. But it doesn't seem like he's going to back out or like trap us in the arena forever. We're going to fight our way out or something like that.
You did not get that vibe from him, no.
Okay, cool.
Straightforward
Guys-
business deal. Got it.
Yeah, you guys are so, apprehensive about the characters that I give to you. It's not like I throw a bunch of,
Well,
We're just
when they
waiting for somebody to stab us in the back.
I know! It's only happened once, right?
When they talk like they should be swirling a wine glass and petting a cat.
Oh, he totally is in the picture.
Okay.
Let's see if I can see.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
That's exactly what I meant.
Okay. Yep.
You can't
That's
believe us for not
Hey.
trusting that guy. He looks like a villain.
Thank you for
full
getting
villain
that from
daddy
my
energy.
performance. I
Full
Makes me
villain
feel
daddy
good.
energy, okay?
All right, so you guys are able to go back down. Jacob, as you're walking, is going to just say hey, if this is what you guys want to do, I'm totally okay with being here. From what I've heard, his hospitality is pretty cool. I'm not going to be treated like a king or anything like that, but I'm not going to be in a cell, I think.
As long as you're okay with the arrangement, I know that I assumed since you've been trying to find Haji for years that you would want to be able to come with, but as long as you trust us to do something like that, we will get it done.
I mean, yeah, I'm a little bummed that I don't get to go rescue my friend, but like I said, if Elray trusts you guys, I trust you. Just bring him back to me, okay?
We'll do our best.
And make sure you bring cucumber water. He just really likes it, and I'm sure he's been...
Oh, for Haji. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry, not for
Thought
the
you meant
fight.
when we came back for you.
No. I mean, if you have some, but I think I've been drinking a lot of mojitos and margaritas and tropical drinks, so I'm okay with just plain water for now. I could actually really go for an ale. So
Moxie can fix that.
I thought Tanya just went, I have the answer to this.
I can help.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm okay with the terms of the deal
Yeah.
if everybody else is. I don't know if we're doing a vote situation or...
I mean, I believe, yes, this needs to be unanimous. The question remains, I'm not sure who our 6th combatant would be.
We can see if anybody on the ship wants to.
Yeah.
Seems like an Argyll situation.
Ooh.
Your thoughts, Arrow? You've been very quiet. You're muted.
I guess like whoever wants to. I mean, I don't want to push anybody into doing this if they're not like
Of course,
into it.
yeah. But I also meant on the whole thing, not just who should
Oh,
be our
I
sixth.
said, you know what? I just said it really quietly before, but yeah, I'm down.
All right.
Oh,
You guys
yeah.
make your way back to the ship. Mm-hmm.
Honestly,
Where
I've
you,
got like a lot of built up like tension to just like work out right now.
Yeah,
After, like,
yeah.
3 rounds of combat, we'll do that.
Quadison meets you at the top of the plank. He is in his winter form and seems to
It's
be
most spicy.
Mm-hmm. He has his hands placed together, and he says, "Welcome back. I hear that you've brought on a creature onto our ship, and I have seen it and looked over it. Let's discuss down below. What exactly?"
Are we getting like a whole spikenard like gathering? Can we do that? All of us together?
I don't know what that means.
Isn't that what our ship's called? Spikenard?
Oh, sorry. I was like, what are you referencing? No, it is just the 5 of you, and me and Jenna.
Okay, yeah, let's go talk. We have some other things to talk about too.
Jenna is down below, kind of like he takes you down to the quarters where the egg is, and Jenna gives you a smile that is like, I am sorry. And then Quadison closes the door, places his hands behind his back, and then begins to pace as he says, "Do you have any idea what type of creature you have just brought upon our ship?"
Yeah, dragon.
I know this one. Oh, you got it first.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's
Arrow.
okay. I'll get the
Yes.
next
I'm just
one.
so excited.
It is
I
very
don't
important
know.
to know what type of dragon it is.
A
I
cute
thought you were
one.
gonna tell us.
A fetus.
It is a lunar dragon. Dragon of space. Do you know anything about lunar dragons?
We can go to a library. Sounds
Is
cool.
there
though,
a
right?
roll we can make to see what we know?
If there's a reason you think you would know about lunar dragons, they are, astral sea faring.
Helen reads a lot.
I heard that they're kind of like space dragons.
Yeah, if you want to make a roll.
What would you like me to roll?
Nature? Probably with
Ooh.
disadvantage.
Well, let's see if it's worse than a 10. Yep. Damn, I wish that would have been one of my better rolls. No, that's a 10.
Okay. You know that there are lunar dragons as well as solar dragons. They're in general pretty nasty. Dragons, they fight with what's their damage type? Oh, I've forgotten. I did not bring it up this time. Anyways, they're usually pretty territorial, as most dragons are, but that's about all you know.
So you
Lunar
wanna
dragon.
relay that much. That's all I got.
Yeah, you got more for us? Do you know a lot about them?
I do, in fact, as a spacefarer. Lunar dragons are one of the most territorial dragons, especially with their children. And they have the ability to scry on any of their offspring. They are very intelligent. It is...
Okay. Could we scry to see where it came from and give it back then if there's a parent looking for it?
Do you know how to scry?
Not yet.
I don't
Does
think-
Alhaina know?
I don't
Or
know.
are we still too low level?
No, because it's like a 5th level spell, isn't it?
Sounds right.
Yeah, she's only got 4th level.
They are also known for being... As most dragons keep hordes for monetary gain and to keep their own money safe, lunar dragons are known for hoarding to keep things away from others. They attack ships, as well as for territorial reason, as well as for fun. They love to collect helms of ships, which are the most powerful part of any spelljamming ship.
What if we got this lunar dragon out of the astral plane and back to the material plane? Then what?
As far as I'm aware, I don't know. I've never dealt with these beyond fighting them and mostly running away from them. One of them destroyed one of the ships that I was on, and we were able to teleport away just in the nick of time. They are not fun, and if we have an egg on our ship of a dragon that is still alive, we are going to have a lot of problems.
I understand and appreciate your concern, Quadison, but also this was in a shopkeeper's wares for who knows how long, and it was still there. So
That's true.
I'm inclined to believe that the if the parent is still around, something was keeping it away. And you are the expert among us here, but I'm not entirely certain, based on your description, that just the sheer number of people present here would have been enough to deter it.
So, like, how soon would it look for its little baby pickle egg?
It would, if the creature is still alive, if both of the creatures are still alive, because it does take two to tango, they would be looking for it probably almost constantly.
I wonder how long the egg was there before we got it. I mean, for a little bit, right? Probably.
Can you tell if the egg is still alive?
There does seem to be magic radiating from it. It is cold to the touch, which is good for lunar dragons. Not that anyone really, hatches lunar dragon eggs, I'm guessing.
Well, if this dragon's parents, Pickle's parents are gone, so it's gonna need new parents, right?
Alternatively, if a lunar dragon shows up while we are traveling, we say that we rescued the egg from the merchant, the people who had it, and offer to return it as a peace offering.
Yeah,
I don't want to keep Pickle from their parents.
me neither. So if they show up,
If they show up, they're going to destroy the ship. The lunar egg will be fine if the ship is destroyed. I know that you are great adventurers. I am explaining the risks. It is not my choice to make. Looks to the captain. But if you choose to... If by some miracle someone has been able to kill a pair of lunar dragons, and this egg is truly an orphan, then you will know, or you should know, a dragon is not like raising a puppy, especially not a lunar dragon, because they have the ability to become incorporeal and pass through objects for fun. Also, they are children until they are 5, wormlings, as you know, and then they are young dragons until they are around 100 years old. So it is quite the commitment.
what would you suggest then?
I'm
I
only
feel like...
50 and I've got a pretty long lifespan.
True.
It is
Are you
not my
saying we
decision.
should throw this thing off the side of the ship or what?
Absolutely not.
I know. I don't want to do that. I'm just saying.
It would be my opinion to get as far away from it as possible. But, again, it's not my choice. It's our captain's and yours, so says the captain.
Well, Jenna, listen. We're sorry we bought Pickle and got us into a pickle, but what do you want us to do then? Dad, we were just excited.
Jenna is kind of standing behind Quadison, and she's looking like she's entertained by what's happening. Quadison is very befuddled at this time, and it's kind of funny to her. She says,
You have that effect on them.
I think that, as you said, this egg was on display, and it was with around a bunch of people. If their parents were trying to find it, I think by now they probably would have, but I don't know how long it was there, and I don't know anything about its parentage. I think that if we do have to face a lunar dragon that is an adult, it will cause problems for the ship, especially if they are on a vendetta. You know, any parent who has their child taken away is very protective of them, and very aggressive usually. But I think we need to learn more about this lunar egg and where it came from before we jump to any conclusions. She looks to Quadison, and Quadison is just like vibrating.
I do speak Draconic, so if we do meet a dragon, there's at least not a language barrier to try to talk to them. If that helps.
Just if they're in the mood for talking, he says, kind of below his breath. And she goes, alright, okay. What did you learn from the meeting? Did we get the item?
There's a caveat. Jacob has to stay behind when we take the item, and in order to take the item, we have to borrow it. We'll get him back when we bring the item back, and before that, we have to fight in the arena.
Wants to fight in an arena? Yeah.
So it's gonna be a
battle of your
6-on-6
life.
for 3 rounds thing, and we were looking for a 6th person. See if a member of your crew wanted to join us in some blood sport.
Yeah, somebody's got like metal arms, right?
Yes, we've asked to see who wants to do that. Jacob, you're okay with this? And Jacob kind of just like, I mean, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be stuck fighting or anything like that. It seems like it's just a, hop, skip, and a jump away.
Alternatively, if Jacob didn't want to stay, we could leave the dragon egg as collateral if you didn't want it on the ship the entire time.
Oh,
we
we
could
should
see if
ask them.
that was a thing that they would be interested in, because that's a pretty big ticket thing for collateral.
How
We
much
might
did
be
you
able
buy
to
it for?
negotiate that.
1,500 gold.
Quadison makes like a, are you serious?
Is that like a good deal? Yeah, we got a good deal, it sounds like.
Yes, they usually go for 5,000.
Really?
I mean, that's a normal dragon egg.
Didn't we haggle it down from?
Oh yeah, you guys got
I
the
thought
armor and the dragon egg for like
it was
2,000 gold, I think.
for all that, I thought.
Or 15, something like that.
Because
You
we
guys
had
got a great deal.
2,000, and then with the armor and whatnot, I think it was. I wrote down 1,500, but check your notes.
Yeah. So I've got the armor was 2,500, and I think the egg we got was 1,500 gold plus 1 pearl, which I'm not sure why the pearl was thrown in there, but it was.
Because it was the penguin person.
Yeah.
Oh right.
Duh.
Yep. And yeah, he was ready to sell it for 2,000.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we got a good deal.
I have a lovely idea, Captain. Why don't you go and do this battle thing, whatever it is, and I shall go speak to the vendor, if you tell me who and where it is, and see how much information I can get about this egg. That way, all of our inquiries are satisfied before we go into deep space with a dragon egg.
You're a plan maker and a scholar. Thank you.
Jenna pats Quadison on the back and goes, alright, that sounds like a good plan. Let's talk to the crew and see who wants to be your 6th. All right.
And
Alright.
if nobody wants to, I'm sure we could probably find a random person or just fight 5-on-6.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to
Uh,
feel forced.
Yeah. I will say, Bartholomew, not going to leave the ship. Cannot, will not. But every...
Can't stop, won't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop. But if you want to choose from anyone else besides Quadison, you are welcome to. I can let you guys know sort of what they do and who they are. That way you can get a better idea, because they are not quite as powerful as you, most of them. Let's...
Argosy with the metal arms.
Mhm.
Am I just excited about that?
Yeah. So, Argils is a level 4 barbarian. Jenna is a level 4 fighter. Juro is a ranger monster slayer. Promise is a level 4 swashbuckler. Quadison is not going to fight with you. Raimi is a level 4 blood hunter. And then Sue is a level 5 cleric.
So they're all level 4 except for Sue,
Mm-hmm.
but she's also still 3 levels below us.
Mm-hmm.
I'd almost be more worried about making sure they stay alive
Mm-hmm.
in all this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you bring Sue, she could be more of a healer
Yeah.
for the group. Otherwise,
Oh.
I'm not going to like overly target them, because you guys are going to be more of a threat in general,
Mhm.
but they will be an extra body on the field.
Yeah.
Is Sue amenable to this kind of a jam? I don't know if it's something that she would want to do.
If you guys want to pick
Lots
her,
of-
she'll go.
Okay.
Lots of bodies for her to dissect.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
true.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like the aftermath of the battlefield she might enjoy.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I
Motivates her to
think
get there.
Oh, for sure.
Colchis
She also-
would probably even go up there and like, okay, no promises on whether or not you'll be able to dissect things afterwards, but at the very least, some in the field studying.
Fascinating. Plus, I will get to watch all of you in action and see what your full potential is.
Yeah, if part of my horn falls off, you can have it.
Wonderful.
I'm really excited about having
Oh,
Sue
yeah, I
come
love
with
having
us.
Sue
It's
come
fucking
with us.
creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well then I guess it's decided. Thank you for volunteering, Sue.
All right. She says, yes, of course. And I will bring my companion as well. He does not count as a person.
Bokath may veto that, but if he can come in, then sure, more the merrier.
What's May's deal? I forget. There's the companion, an undead. Like a
What?
Yes,
Their name is
yes,
just
she
me,
has a
right?
zombie. Yes.
oh me.
I think it's just me.
Me's a zombie.
Me is a zombie. Me doesn't count.
This is better than I could have hoped for. Moxie says out loud. She's pumped.
All right. And I think I can give you her character sheet via... Does that work?
Seems like it. Yep.
Okay. I will allow you to adjust her spells if you feel so fit. But it's kind of
We're going into this fresh with a long rest, right?
correct. Yeah, you guys had your party and took a nappy poo.
Think I'm good on my. Well, we don't really need pass without a trace, so I could change that out for something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, that's one of my ranger spells, so never mind. JK. That one's stuck.
Did consider bringing or like using Find Steed so I can run around the arena on something, but I may want to save that for like an extra Misty Step or something instead. Plus, I've never learned the mounted combat rules. I've been playing this game how long? Don't need them.
Who needs that?
I'm trying to think if there's any bard thing you guys might want me to have, but I have some beat 'em up spells, but
Yeah, if you guys
Okay.
want to talk strategy about this, like I said, there are going to be 3 different encounters for this, and you are going to have a 10-minute break in between them.
Okay.
Cool.
Gotcha.
Talon will just say that her strategy is to save spells,
Mm-hmm.
and so her first round she's probably going to do mostly bow, depending on what or like the Crimson Hand thrown
Yep.
weapons, and try to save the. I'm assuming that it's probably going to get more difficult as it goes. Just as far as my rounds of battle usually go and things that I've seen and read. So I think we should save most of our big stuff for later. If we don't need to use it, don't.
Yep.
Rather it take a little bit longer and save some of our more powerful things for the third round, because I'm assuming that will probably be the most difficult.
sounds like they're getting a lot of vicious mockery.
Yep. What is everyone's max HP? I'm
53 for me.
59.
99.
Okay.
What?
I mean,
Baby, baby.
barbarian.
Beefy barbarian.
But yeah, just figuring out who would make the most sense to cast aid on. And so it sounds like not arrow.
I can also give another thing that I have. Literally never used this. I have chef's treats, or cook's treats that I can give out. Anybody who eats one gets 3 temporary hit points. So.
Oh, and I
Good.
have Song of Rest too. Oh wait, no. Mantle of Inspiration. So that gives 8 temporary HP.
Alhana has 67 hit points.
Okay.
Talon will hand out the healing potions,
Okay.
because I want everybody to have one.
Mhm.
I would
Aw.
say, like, just because, as opposed to me holding 5 of them if I can't get to somebody. I think that's probably a better spread them out a little bit.
Okay.
So
Hey,
everybody put a potion of greater healing into your backpack.
Remind me, Alex, what is aid the one that increases your
Increases
maxes?
max. Yeah.
So if you do that on some of the people with lower hit points, I'll also give. Who had the lowest again? It was
me.
it was
53.
Talon, and then Moxie. Yours was second lowest, right?
Yeah.
And then I'm 77.
And Alhana's at 67. So I'll give Alhana another. So the 3 of you can gain 3 temporary hit points in addition to whatever.
Yeah. Because I'm running up against the struggle of almost all the paladin spells are concentration. And it's like, well, I could give heroism, or I could do bless, or protection from evil and good, or
You just wait, see how things go.
yeah.
See if we need it.
Here's something I just realized, LB. While I can look at Alhana's sheet, I cannot edit anything on it.
Okay, as far as putting
Like hit points or
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
slots or
Same for
anything like
Sue's.
Yeah. Can you guys do you mind keeping track manually?
Sure, I can do that.
Okay. I don't know if I can allow you to edit my character sheets. Can I?
I don't know. I think you'd have to assign it to us, and that wouldn't really make sense for this one session.
Okay. Yeah, if that works for you guys.
I'll just keep track of what I cast.
Oh my god. Okay, cool. All right.
Okay.
Good?
Yeah.
Planning
I think
phase
so.
over?
I feel
Okay.
like planning phase is over.
Yeah, so I guess probably just for simplicity, I'll put aid on Moxie, Talon, and myself, because we can't edit Alhana's sheet for that.
Okay.
Okay.
What
So
does
we
aid do then
so
again? Sorry.
aid gives us our hit point maximum and current hit points increases by 5, and it's an 8-hour duration spell.
So now I have 8 temporary hit points.
No, so it's separate from temp HP. This actually increases your max and current HP for the duration of the spell.
Oh, well, shit. Hey, thanks.
So now it's 58. You said 5, right?
Yes, 5.
Okay.
So if you click on your HP, you can do a max
Override
HP
max.
modifier.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it works as the max HP modifier. Not sure what the override max HP would do.
I think that just you put in a number and it would just say your HP for whatever that number is.
Right.
Yeah, I have to do that anyway. I have to override my max HP because mine just keeps wanting to just be 28. Because it never, yeah, I don't know why this character sheet is broken. It doesn't like to, so I have to every time we relevel. Anyway, it's not important at all. I just have to manually figure out my HP because for some reason it's broken.
Yep.
For this character sheet only.
All
I'm gonna save my Mantle of Inspiration because it's a bonus action, so I'll do it as we need it. Because then, each creature can immediately use its reaction to move up to its speed without provoking opportunity attacks.
Yeah.
So if anybody finds a good use for that, let me know.
If someone is surrounded by enemies.
Yeah.
I need to get the yuck out of here.
I'm not gonna change any of Alhena's because I can, but also just leave them that way, and I assume they're fine.
I'm sure there's some useful stuff in there.
And don't forget about her, the staff.
Yeah, I was looking at that.
Okay. Okie dokie. Do you want to take our break now before we get into combat? Makes sense?
Probably smart.
Okay. Alright, we'll be back in 5 to 10, so don't go no place because an epic battle is about to begin. We'll see you soon. Bye. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Thunderdome. We're gonna get into this combat. Are you guys ready? Do you feel prepared?
As
Prepared as
we
we're
can
gonna be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Let me flip my book to the correct page. Okay. I also, for all of you at home, we are playing on a jam board tonight, which, as rock and roll as it sounds, it is just a, it's just like a whiteboard for Google that has, you can move pieces around and stuff. I will give you guys a marker for Sue. That is, I guess I need to give you one for Sue. I could have done this beforehand, but look at me. Let's do hold. All right, I will give you this. Nancy is gonna be Sue.
Oh, that's me.
It is. And then Sue's zombie, aka me, is gonna be Jupiter.
Does me do anything?
I mean, it's a familiar, it's a little zombie thing. It has a stat block in the character sheet. Whoever's doing it, it's in the extras. There we go.
I see that there.
Cool.
Who's
All
doing
right.
Sue then.
I mean,
Oh, good. Alan.
yeah, I was gonna make all sorts of jokes, and then
I saw that look
stopped.
in your eye, and I was in for it.
I can't tell with Sue's vibes. Does she want Colchis to be doing her? It's
She does.
unclear. What
It
is the
is
extent
very
of her
unclear.
interest?
I think she's
She
in.
seems
I
very
think
interested.
Colchis is just gonna have to ask.
Yeah.
Yeah, if only for science, she'd say yes.
She probably would for science.
Yeah.
All right. Are you guys ready to enter the arena?
Yes. And
Yeah.
also, wouldn't we all for science?
Right?
I mean, I would for
Am I
not
right?
science. Okay. The perimeter of this 50-foot-high room is lined with silk draped windows that afford panoramic views of the luminous clouds before the distant dark void that was once Doomspace's sun. Soft music plays throughout the room. Low tables are sprinkled around the floor, topped with refreshments. In the middle of each table rests a stout pedestal surmounted by a cerulean bust of Vokath. So there are busts of Vokath all around. There are small tables with refreshments off to the side, if you'd like a beverage. Up in the stands surrounding this arena, and as you enter, you can hear the cacophony of cheers as you come into this space. There are all the people, like all the raving people are up there, as well as many other guests in attendance. There are booths set up and it's a gladiatorial style, so it is all at an angle where everyone can see you. There are booths next to a sort of space in the middle where the this is serious shatters. Okay, let's see where it is. It's a large booth at the front of the apex of this circle, I guess, and surrounding it, everything else. There is it juts out a little bit. There is a sort of mirrored, what looks to be rippling water underneath it in a dome shape. Where there are a bunch of little shapes moving. Well, not little. There's a bunch of shapes moving inside of it. And on top, where Vokath is, there is a large apparatus in front of him that as he steps up to, he says to the crowd with a booming voice that is echoing throughout the chamber, "Welcome, everyone, to this edition of the Colosseum of Terror." And the crowd erupts in joy and spectacle. The beings before you are to fight in 3 different rounds against creatures of my choosing, and I have chosen the worst of them. And the crowd goes. He says, these beings wish to prove themselves to me and to you, dear fans. Give them your cheers and admiration while they attempt to survive. And there is a loud cheer from everybody. Sue is kind of just like writing things down, seeing fascination about all this. But yeah, as he extends a hand forward, he says a spell word. Hold on, there is a thing for this. Okay, no, it's not. He waves a hand, and as the lights shimmer on this watery dome in above you, he says the name Borga, and the crowd goes wild as you see entering the field a huge-sized creature, orange with 4 arms, emerge onto the stage. Go ahead and position yourselves on the right side of the screen where you'd like to be. And then we're gonna go to... God, I wish I didn't have to have this thing on the screen so I don't look at myself while I'm streaming. You see this creature, which is not that big. Apologies. They're all going to come in really big. They're not necessarily that big.
I was warned about this before, and it still caught me off guard.
I was like, nuh-uh, we leave.
Yeah, right?
Oh, we'll steal it. It's fine.
Fuck it, let's go.
Fuck it, let's go.
Getting
The door closed
oblivion
behind
in
us,
here.
somebody.
And as this being with 4 arms, orange skin, a stout little nose, enters the field with a club in its hand, it gives a row to the crowd, and it kind of like puts its hands up, and the crowd goes wild for this creature. I would like all of you to roll initiative, please.
Okay. All right. 15 for Colchis.
Mm-hmm.
I can't roll initiative for Sue.
Okay.
I can't roll anything for her, actually.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
just rolling.
do you have any real dice?
Yes, but I'll just.
What's her modifier?
It's also a 0.
Okay, 15 for her as well, so you just go together. Actually, that
Sure.
makes more sense. Just have if you're playing another character, just have them go with you.
Can do.
Who else?
Talon got a 24.
Damn.
Arrow got a 25.
Hot
I got a
output.
I get advantage, and I got a 19 and a 20 for Arrow.
Hell yeah.
And then Alhana got a 9.
Okay.
I got a 12.
Okay. I got a rock. All right, and this creature is going to go on a. Okay. A 15 as well, which they have a +2 dex, Kulkis.
I've got 0.
So he will go before you. All right, first up is Arrow.
Sweet.
So this is a 80-foot chamber. I have clicked the thing. And so the creature is, I'm going to say, about 60 feet away from you at this point.
Perfect. I use my bonus action to rage.
Baller.
Which means as when I rage, I can move up to half my movement speed as part of the bonus action.
Damn.
And then another 40 movement speed, so I can move 60 feet.
All right.
So I'm gonna head right up towards it. So I'll just put myself right next to him. And then I will make my first. I'll get 3 attacks this round. I'm going to use my Form of the Beast claws, so I get the extra attack.
Okay.
And I'm not attacking recklessly.
Okay.
So 28 on the first one, 16 on the second, 17 on the third.
They all hit?
Okay.
Yes.
All right. I'll just total up the damage for you.
Awesome.
Wow, we're minimum damage on 2 of those. So that is 18 plus 13, so 31 points of damage.
Okay.
Arrow just pumps up, starts gets the adrenaline going. Scales kind of forming on their fists, and they go rushing up and just start punching at this thing in the shins.
Yeah. It staggers back slightly as you do this and raises its club above its head, raises a large rock above its head and roars. Well, he yells. It's a humanoid. All right, next up is Talon.
She is going to mark this thing first as her favored foe for now. Which is gonna let me, if I hit first time on each of my turns, if I hit my favorite enemy and deal damage to it, I get to, including when I mark it, I can increase the damage by 1d6.
Hell yeah.
So it being marked now, she will loose an arrow in its direction with her first attack.
All right.
Does a 16 hit?
It does.
All right, second attack, and then we'll just load damage. It's another 16.
Absolutely.
So it's going to be 10 plus. So that's 16, and then I need to roll a 1d6. If I can find her over here. Here we go. Another 6. 16. So that is 22
All right.
damage.
All right.
And that is her turn.
Okie dokie. The beast is up next. This creature, is going to what? Yell at me. And it's going to bring its big ol' hands back. Okay. I'll do that. Okay, so it's going to make 4 attacks at Arrow with all 4 of its big ol' arms.
I'm gonna use my reaction. Well, do I? Okay, my question: Dust of Decoy. Do I have? It doesn't specify whether I do it just when I'm targeted with the attack or after I'm hit with it.
Can you read it to me?
It says used as a reaction when thrown to the ground. It doesn't have the trigger for the reaction. But it says when thrown to the ground, the dust creates a small spark, puff of smoke, allowing you to blink within 5 feet of your current location. Does not provoke an attack of opportunity and will avoid a melee or touch spell attack.
Come here.
So I don't know if it's something that's like when hit or.
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like a when hit. So,
Okay.
yes.
But I'll
Minimizing
use that on the
damage.
first one that
Yeah,
hits me.
yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so you're gonna do that to the first one that hits?
Yeah.
Alright. I've got, I rolled 1-1, so that's good. And they are, okay. So I've got a 21, a 23, and a 24.
Those all hit, so I'll avoid one of them.
Okay. And then these are going to be... Okay, so the first one is you're avoiding 9. So the second one is going to be 8. The second one is going to be 13. And then the third one is 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
13 and 11. So
Bludgeoning.
13 reduced to 6 and 11 reduced to 5. Okay,
Yes.
So 11 points damage total. Gotcha.
Yes, I will always give you full, and then you reduce as needed.
Why do you get to be reduced?
Raging.
Barbarian.
Oh, yeah.
Raging.
Yeah.
Is this what you wanted?
He looks pretty content to me.
That's
I
the
know.
baby.
All right, Kulkus, you're up.
Okay.
Was Arrow supposed to go for Alhena?
Alhena's going 9.
Okay.
She's going
Okay.
going at the end.
Sorry, I couldn't remember.
Yeah. Colchis is going to move 30 and then action dash
Okay.
to get the remaining 30. And
Okay.
then, because I'm a Minotaur, I
Yeah.
get to do a thing after doing a dash.
Yeah, you do.
Immediately after you use the dash action on your turn and move at least 20 feet, you can make 1 melee attack with your horns as a bonus action as I do my goring rush.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a natural 20 to start things off.
Hot. Damn. Wow, wow, wow.
And so that is 11 points of piercing damage with my horns.
Hell yeah. It sort of lifts up his leg as it does and kind of pulls you off as you impale yourself into its leg. All right. Next
and
up.
Then,
Oh,
well,
it's
for
Sue.
Sue, I imagine we mostly just want to have her hang back and come in if we need heals, though she does have spiritual weapon. That's a question for the group.
Yeah, I imagine we don't want her in the thick of things.
Yeah, because that's all she has for offense really is spiritual weapon. So she'll just stay in the back and take notes on everything, unless we need her.
Sounds like a plan.
All right. Next up is going to be Moxie.
So Moxie wants to get within the 60 feet so she can cast Vicious Mockery.
You are there. Go ahead.
Moxie's like, hey, you've got 6 limbs, but you're not a ladybug, you ugly fuck. and then they have to survive a wisdom 16.
Wisdom saving throw. Got a 0 to it, so let's see. How's it 2?
Failed.
Ah!
Oh,
What
so they take
is Ladybug?
prettier than you. They take 8 points of damage and
Okay.
has disadvantage on next attack roll it makes before the end of its next turn.
Ayo. Disadvantage.
And
All
then
right.
For my bonus action,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna do a bonus action right now. I'm gonna save it.
Yeah, just lay it back. First round, baby. All right. Next up is going to be Alhena.
All right. Alhena will move up just a little bit, but not like get super in the thick of things. And I think is going to. Yeah, she's gonna do a fairy fire on this guy.
Okay.
So that's 60 feet, so I assume she can reach it. And then I was thinking 20-foot cube kind of placed up, since he's taller than us,
Yeah.
to avoid getting Culcus and arrow.
That math checks out.
So it's a dexterity saving throw.
All right. Dex save is going to be rolled a 1. It's not his day. He is fairy fired. What color is around his orange aura?
Oh, what color would Alhena do? A nice like
Blue.
Nice like azure.
Especially against his orange, that
That'll
extra pops.
contrast like real nicely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's her action.
All right.
Bonus action right now. We'll save those wild shapes.
Okay.
'Cause
All
we're not
right.
gonna get short rest between these rounds. Right?
Correct.
You said it was like 10 minutes. Okay.
All right. Next up is going to be Talon.
Wait, is it top of the round?
Top of the round.
An arrow would go, right?
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry.
I just wanted to make sure.
I had to
was
cross
like,
it. I put
second, right? I went
you
second,
rolled.
right?
You rolled so high that I put you at the top, and then I had to put arrow on top of it.
Oh, that's fine. I will. I'm just gonna do the same thing. 4 attacks against this guy with advantage.
Hell yeah. And yeah, with advantage. Yep.
Yeah, for the fairy fire. Let's see. Reminding myself how to do advantage on roll 20. 21. Oh shoot, that was the 20. Come on, crit. 27. 28. I think those all hit. They were all over 20.
Yes, they do.
Okay. Let me tally up damage then. It's 10, 24, 35, 44 points of damage.
All right. You are able to land. Your last blow is going to take this giant down.
Oh shit.
Easy
Okay.
peasy, round 1.
I just punch him in the knee until he gives up.
Yeah, he bends down, and as you punch him, he kind of like goes to one knee, and you're able to get off 2 shots directly to his face, and he falls backward, and the crowd goes absolutely wild, and they start chanting your name, Arrow.
I have a question.
Yes.
Do things that I help kill go to?
You have to actively do it, so you
Okay.
could go up to it as it is dying and sacrifice it to her.
That's what I
basically.
want to do. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
I would
Okay.
like to do
I
that.
was like,
A-
yeah, that
Arrow
was so
finishes
cool.
It. Yeah.
And then
Good job,
Talon, what do you
Arrow.
do?
And Talon, assuming this thing is like bleeding,
Mm-hmm.
she will summon the Crimson Hand and like wipe it in its blood as this thing is dying, and send it to the Blood Queen.
Yeah. You say a few words in prayer to the Blood Queen as the life drains from this creature, and there is a glow, and the blood seeps into the blade and is taken as the life goes away. Well done, everyone. The crowd is cheering. There is an announcement that there are concessions available for the 10-minute interlude. Is there anything you guys would like to do in that 10 minutes?
How much damage did Arrow take?
11.
Okay. Just debating if one of us uses a cure wounds or if I just do lay on hands for that.
Yeah, because I mean, Helena could throw a first level cure wounds, or
I could
Unless-
too.
you have
What
less
is-
spell slots though, right? As
I
'cause you're a
have
ranger.
4 first level spell spots and 3 second. So
What is Sue's domain?
Death, I think.
Oh, this says she's life domain.
Life.
Okay, so
Then
Yeah.
then it shall be life.
yeah, so her doing a first level cure wounds would probably get you.
Yeah, if she wants to use it, and then that way, if she has to tap out later on, it doesn't.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's going to be because it's been a minute since I've done life cleric, so so it'll be the 1d8 plus 3 plus 3, so 1d8 plus 6. Oh, that's already on her sheet. That's nice, but where's the d8? There's your 11. 5 plus
Oh.
6.
Sweet. I'll take it. All right, I'm doing good.
All right. Anything else you guys want to do in the meantime? Give yourselves a pep talk.
Yeah, should we reposition back on the same place that we were before?
Mm-hmm. Sounds good.
Head back here.
All right. The crowd is getting back into their seats. People are still moving around a little bit, but Bokoth comes up and says, "What an interesting display. Well done, challengers. For the next round, why don't we kick things up a notch?" And everyone in the crowd goes, "Wow!" Like, really into it. You see as he summons from the... this is the... Summons from the mirror. Hold for sizing. Hold for sizing. 2 swimming... creatures that are swimming through the air. And this one is... Alright. One smaller, one gray in size. They look like kind of fucked up sharks. The gray one, the smaller one, has one eye kind of stalk that is coming out of the front of it. And it seems to move close to the brown one, which has more of one large glowing eye. I wish I could turn them around so that they're facing you, but I can turn them upside down. And as they appear, they kind of have a moment of dominance before another creature, hold for sizing, also appears.
That one's not a fish.
This one is not a fish. No, it looks kind of like, what is it? It's not a triceratops. What's the one with the hard head?
Stegosaurus?
Oh, Diplo something?
Sure.
Diplodocus?
Or you think of the Ankylosaurus or whatever? The one that's like on 4 legs and has like the...
Yeah,
don't
with the
remember.
frill on the top. Yeah, it has a large horn protruding from the middle of its head, 2 small beady eyes, a sort of a hard teethed mouth with a frill of what looks to be a bone structure. They look like they have more like armadillo type body where their back is very armored. Their stomach is still armored, but it looks slightly softer. They are wielding a large club, and they give off a roar as these two little guys swim around the big guy. Let's roll initiative.
Yeah. So the whole family that is like the Triceratops is the Ceratops. And that
Ah!
particular one seems like
Sarah! From Land Before Time. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Well
Sarah.
done.
yeah, and that one could maybe be like a Styracosaurus or maybe a Utah Ceratops or no. I'm misreading the Wikipedia. Either a
That's fine.
Titanoceratops or a Styracosaurus.
Well done.
I love
Anyway.
dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
Jurassic World 2. What a great game. Or Park? I don't know.
All
what it's
right.
called. Anyway.
Whoever thinks they have the highest.
I got a 10, so not me.
I got a
Got a-
22.
Got a much worse initiative this time with a
Oh, boy.
2.
So I'd be next with a 15.
Max, I'm sorry, what was yours, Talon? 12? 10?
10.
All right.
Oh, Alhena got an 11.
Okay. I just put Alhena as Al on my sheet. And then Kulkus and these creatures got a... Okay.
Wait, did I tie with the creatures again?
No. No, they're going before you. And then,
Makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. All right. First up is Arrow. Yet again.
Woo. Having advantage on initiative is and a +5 dexterity is nice.
Bruh.
That
Monday night, I have advantage. I have a +1, and I've not gotten above a 10.
that's
It's a
me
nightmare.
On Saturdays, Law has never gotten above like an 8 on initiative.
Law goes last. That's
Yeah.
the rule.
Yeah,
Law goes last.
that is the law.
That is the law. All right. Well, same verse, second verse, same as the first. I am going to bonus action rage.
Okay.
Conveniently, I have enough of these for every round. And are they about 60 feet away again?
Yes.
All right. So big shark, small shark, dinosaur.
Mm-hmm.
I will go. I feel a kinship for big shark.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go punch big shark.
Okay.
So I run over there, using my 60 feet of move, and
Okay.
I will make my 3 attacks. I also realized I can't reckless attack. I just read the ability again. It's only on strength-based melee attacks, and I don't use
Oh.
strength for my attacks. So
Fair.
it would do me nothing except for letting them hit me better.
You could land a crit. Can't you do your attacks with strength? It would just be worse.
It would be, yeah, it'd be 3 worse than my strength is +2, so I could. It would just,
Yeah.
it probably evens out in the wash, but so anyway, I'm gonna do claws again. Regular attacks. That is a 17,
Mm-hmm.
18, 15.
Yes, they all hit.
Oh, sweet. That will be plus, so it's 27. 36.
Okay.
Plus slashing damage.
36, you said.
Yes.
Okie
Sarah
dokie.
runs up and says, you don't look like you belong here. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay. All right.
That is Arrow's turn.
Okay. All right. Next up is Moxie.
Moxie wants to vicious mockery the dinosaur looking thing.
Mm-hmm.
And she just says, "You look like a dinosaur, you dumb bitch." And gotta do a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Are you sure
I got a
that's an
nat
insult?
20.
That
What did
What'd
you
you
say to
say?
him?
I said you look like a dinosaur, you dumb bitch. I think the dumb bitch part is.
Yeah.
don't
You feel the spell hit kind of his skull and seems to bounce off, and he looks to you across the field and says, "Dinosaurs, bow before me."
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sad. That's gonna be the end of my turn.
Okay. All right. Next up is this large creature, or I'm sorry, this huge creature in front of Arrow. It is going to walk towards you. And
Oh, I thought you were talking about the shark for a moment. I was very confused. You're talking about the dinosaur.
Yes. Let's see. This is this is what is this? What is it? Okay. It is going to look at you and it is going to say run in fear, puny human. It doesn't know what you are. It is going to cast fear on you. And I'm gonna need you to wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay. Just double checking if I've got anything for this. I don't think so.
Okay.
That is 16.
Okay. Come on, character sheet. Okay, you succeed.
Ooh.
You feel this fear wash over you for a moment as this very, very large creature stands in front of you.
No?
It lowers itself to you and growls at you. All right. Next up is Alhena.
Okay. Alhena, no one's been hit. I'll do something a bit different this time. Yeah, Alhena is going to do a call lightning, third level. And she's going to call down a bolt of lightning at the dinosaur. So he needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
You're muted, LB.
I said it's a -1 because he's a big boy. It's 11.
That's what I was hoping for. That is a fail.
Yeah.
So that is
All right.
3d10 lightning damage.
All right. Do your worst.
That is 27. I rolled 2 10s and a 7.
Damn.
27 points of lightning damage.
LB asks for the worst, almost max
I
damage.
almost
Hey,
did
yo.
the worst.
All right. It kind of streaks across his like hard skin, and he like shakes a little bit, not having felt electricity before, and it doesn't seem to like hurt him too much. He seems to be pretty tough, but it did do its damage. All right.
Nice
Next.
big thunderstorm over the arena.
Yeah, in the dome, the Thunderdome, as it were. All right, Talon, you're up.
Talon is going to mark this homie as her favorite foe, the large one, the
Yes.
biggest of the bigs.
It's called a Baraxat, a Braxat, Braxat.
She's gonna mark the Baraxet as her favorite foe.
All right.
And we're gonna do a cleric thing.
Ooh.
Doesn't do that very often.
Mhm.
And she's going to I want to do a. Let's do Ray of Sickness.
Ooh. Okay.
She's gonna cast Ray of Sickness at 2nd level.
Okay.
And so it's going to have to if I can open up the right one.
Mhm.
It has to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. con save. This creature.
Well, I guess I should make sure that I hit, right? Well, it's a 20, dirty 20
Yep.
to hit.
It-
So it has to make a con saving throw.
Okay. It is very strong. How is a 24?
That will save. So it's
Okay.
going to take half damage.
What kind of damage?
Poison.
Cool.
So half of 16. So 8
Okay.
poison damage. Oh, here's a logistical question.
Yes.
I get to attack twice.
Mhm.
Does that only count as one attack? As long as I don't use a spell for my second attack.
That is an action. Why do you get 2
Okay.
attacks? 2 attacks would
I
be
get
like
2 attacks as
melee.
my
Yeah.
melee attacks. Okay, then
Yeah.
I'm good. Then I'm done.
Yeah. Cool. All
Trying
right.
to make sure.
Yep. Next up are these creatures. The first one, the biggin, is the one that you attacked. The gray one. They're called scabbers. And it's going to. Oh, I'm sorry. No. Yeah, the brown one is the one you attacked. The bigger one, right? Arrow.
For me?
Who,
Oh.
me or Aaron? Sorry. Yes. I'm next to the big one.
Okay. So it is going to get a little closer to you, and it is going to try to attack you. Perfect. Okay. All right. Does a 16 hit?
No.
Boo. Okay. It attempts to chomp at you. And as it does, you see these, the teeth aren't like what you would expect sharp teeth to be. I guess from your time in the plane of water, they don't look like, point down flat teeth. They are, pointed in small teeth, and when it attacked you, it seemed to try to grasp you into it.
Okay.
So it does that, and it misses. It says no. All right, and now it is the little one's turn. Oh, guy. All right. Okay. It is going to. It has. I have so many tabs open, guys. It is going to move 40 feet up in this direction. And it's going to start flanking around. And I guess it'll move. It's gonna move 60 feet, but not next to you guys. It is more up and about, above May, because everyone else is kind of scary. She's small, and he is small. All right. Next up is Colchis. What would you like to do?
I don't like that it's moving around to flank us, but I'm gonna trust that, whoops. I'm not trying to move the arena.
Stop.
I was trying to do a click and drag, which I guess you can't do on a jam board. Sue and me are gonna move away from the thing to start.
Good call.
Yeah, and Colchis is going to step more in towards the middle, yell out towards the big dino, banging hammer on shield, and just say, "Let's see whose horns are stronger, mine or yours," as I cast Compelled Duel on him.
Ooh, okay.
So he needs to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay. It's +1. I rolled a 5.
So he fails. So
Uh-huh.
for the duration, it has disadvantage on attack rolls against any creature other than me.
Okay.
And if it tries to move to a space that is more than 30 feet away from me, which it is just at the edge of right now, it will need to make another saving throw to see if it can.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
So that was movement action. Or no, movement bonus action, actually. So then for this turn, I will take the dodge action so that once it gets close to me, it has disadvantage.
Hell yeah. Good call. Good call. All right. Top of round. Arrow.
Yeah, gonna punch this shark thingy, this scabber, 4 times. Feeling
All
a
right.
little less bad about it, as this thing is kind of gross. It's like, you're a weird shark. That'll be, let's see.
Fucked up shark doo 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 doo. Fucked up sharks doo 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 doo.
18, natural
Hey.
1.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can hit if you're rolling a natural. Well, no. If you roll a natural 1,
That
House-
misses.
yes,
right?
house rules. You take 1 point of damage as you try to punch this thing's teeth,
Oh,
and your fist kind of gets caught in it and scraped.
okay. Ouch.
Yeah. Just as a reminder, house rules, if you do a critical fail on an attack, you could take damage, drop your bow, drop your weapon. Something that's not really gonna do too much damage, but it is thematically fun.
Gotcha. I assume 1 point of damage, just 1 point of damage. I don't reduce.
Correct,
that. So 18, natural 1 misses, 25, and then.
Yeah, as long as you don't roll a 1, you're good.
Natural 20 on the last one.
Hey, yo, I don't think you'll need it. But go ahead and roll anyway.
Sure.
Oh, maybe.
16 plus. So 26. 39 points of damage.
All right. Yeah, you are able to get this thing down. How does it look?
So scratching on one of them. This is the one with the eye stalk, right? This is the one with just the glowing
No,
orange
this is the
eye?
glowy eye. Yep.
Okay. Arrow just like the first set that hits like punches it in the nose, like you do with sharks, and then just like grabs it, slams it down on the ground, and then just quickly punches it twice more the top of its head to knock it out.
Boom. Deadsies. All right. That your turn? You have more?
Yeah. Oh, I can move. I assume that do I get a sense that this thing is about to? Colchis, does me attacking this thing affect your spell?
No,
If I-
the only things that affect that are if I attack. Or so let's see. The spell ends if you attack any other creature. You cast a spell that if a creature friendly to you damages the target or casts a harmful spell on it.
Okay. So I can, if I leave this thing to you, I see you two facing off and say, you got that?
Yes. The other shark is heading towards our friends.
Yeah. And I'm gonna try to cut off the shark. So I only have 40 feet of movement. So would that put me about where Colchis is at right now?
Probably a little past because I've
Yeah.
got 30.
Okay.
Like,
So
yep.
I'm just gonna go like right about just behind Colchis, start moving towards the baby shark to do.
All right. Sounds good. Moxie, you are up.
Okay, I'm gonna move a little bit to the left,
Okay.
and then as a bonus action, because of my Mantle of Majesty, I'm gonna cast Command on the baby shark.
Okay. Fair.
And it must succeed a Wisdom saving throw or follow the command on its next turn.
Okay.
So it has to get a 16. What I want to do is command it to grovel. The target
Okay.
falls prone and then ends its turn.
Okay. I rolled a 4.
All right, so they don't win. So then it has to follow the command on its next turn.
On
so
its
then
next
it's going to
turn.
grovel.
Okay.
And then
Ah.
as my action,
Okay.
I'm going to counter charm. So I want to get Colchis, Arrow, Talon, Alhena, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then Stu, if I'm within 30 feet of all of them. I perform until the end of my next turn. During that time, me and any friendly creatures in 30 feet that can hear me gain advantage on saving throws against being frightened or charmed.
Hey, yo! Nice. Good call.
That one guy did fear, right? So that's
He sure did.
Okay. So I'm going to perform what sounds like Baby Shark for the rest
Okay.
of my turn.
As the
And-
annoying song commences.
Yep.
This Braxet is going to be compelled to move forward 40 feet up to Culkus, and it's going to step a little bit to your right as it takes a breath in, and you and Arrow are going to need to make Constitution saving throws as this thing barfs up a bunch of acid on you.
I guess that gets around the compelled duel nature of it.
It is hitting
Um,
you.
Making an attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if Colcus, no, I'm Colcus. Arrow's
Hello.
probably just at the edge of my aura, so would get the +4 to this.
+4.
Mhm.
Okay. That's
And you said con save?
Yes, please.
Oh, jeez.
It's only a 16.
That'll be a 20 for me. It hovered on
Hot
the one,
damn.
like,
The 16
real-
does not make it. So you are going to take full damage. Arrow, you're going to take half damage as you take 18 points of acid damage.
Ooh, and I
Okay.
am resistant to acid damage.
Hey, yo!
I assume this is not a magical thing.
No, it's physical.
Okay. Now I need to make a concentration check on the compelled duel against.
Ooh. Which I totally did on purpose.
Yep.
Oh, it does not recharge, damn it. Okay, cool.
Okay, so that's 14. That should be fine.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's better than the half damage.
Oh, yeah. All right. All right. Next up is going to be Alhena.
I'm Alhena. Alhena is gonna do a. She's gonna do another call lightning this time at the baby shark.
Does she have to move it? What's the?
No,
what's
it's
this?
it's within. It has
Isn't
a
it like
60
300
foot,
feet?
Yeah, well, it has
Okay.
a 60-foot radius, so it's 120 feet across. So I imagine that
Okay.
covers the entire arena. So yeah, she can. She'll be able to get the baby shark with it too.
And so
So-
the baby shark doesn't go prone until its turn.
Correct.
Okay.
So no disadvantage on this, I assume. So that'll be a dexterity saving throw for it.
Okay. That's this one. A dex save. Oh boy, he's not good at it. But I rolled a 19, so 20.
That succeeds, and this I rolled the opposite on the damage this time. I rolled 10 points of damage, so that'll be what, 5 total.
Okay. All right, don't know like that.
Nobody's like really hurt right now, are they?
I mean, I took a little bit, but not too bad.
Yeah, I've only taken 5 points. Okay, I will not bonus action healing word quite yet. Then to save those.
Okie dokie. All right. Next up is Talos. Talon.
Talos.
Talos is
I like it.
here.
Yay! Spike everybody. No.
Meow.
She will. Are we not targeting the thing that's? Do I get the vibe we're not targeting the giant thing right now because of Hulkus's spell? Is that the vibe?
Yeah, as soon as one of us attacks it, it goes away, and it would stop having disadvantage against all of you if it tried to attack.
Yeah, I was thinking kill the baby shark before we all gang up on the big dude.
Okay. Talon will use movement to get a better shot at the baby shark. And she will loose an arrow in its direction.
All right.
I'm assuming a 26 hits.
Sure does.
And then she will throw another one as well. And a 16, does that hit?
Yes, it does.
Okay, so that's going to be, we'll just add it up. That is 10 plus 13, so 23 piercing damage.
23. It goes down. You skewer it through the eye stalk as it falls from the sky into the ground. Boom.
And that's her turn.
All right. Next up is Culkus. What do you want to do, this big boy?
I want to hit it. I want to give it a boop.
Get it.
So going to just go ahead and attack it twice, I think. So let's roll them bones. A
All right.
23
Oh, yes.
and a
Sorry.
16.
16 does not hit.
Okay.
Sorry.
But
As part of its armor class, it has an intellect fortress. And I was like, what the fuck is that? Go ahead.
interesting. Okay. But so one hit for 13 points of bludgeoning damage, magical.
Okay.
What can I do as a bonus action? Okay, and this thing is huge, you said?
Yes.
I'm just double checking. I don't think seems odd to me that minotaurs don't get the thing of like you can push things one, you count as one size larger for moving stuff around, but yeah, he is too big for me to try and push him, so that is gonna be it.
Okie dokie. Arrow, you are up. Oh, hi, baby boy.
All right. Well, only one dude left, so I'm gonna go help out buddy Colchis. So I'll make a quick turn. Oh, almost flipped myself upside down. I'll come around the side of Colchis, and I will make 4 attacks.
What am I doing with my life? Why did I put all my stuff away? Please continue.
Okay.
I was just I'm like, okay, these are the dice I need, and then I put everything else away, and there's not the dice I need.
26, 11, 16, and 24.
2 of them hit.
Okay. 14 plus 12 is 26 points of damage.
Okie dokie. This guy's looking pretty tough. That's not how math works. Okay.
Who knows how math works?
Who knows? What even is math, right? All right, Moxie, you're up.
Having a hard time deciding what to do. I want to cast Tasha's Hideous Laughter.
Okay.
Oh, I have to get within 30 feet. He's kind of within 30 feet. He has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. It's a +1. I rolled a 6.
Okay. So, the target must succeed. Okay, he falls prone, becoming incapacitated and unable to stand up for the duration.
Okay.
At the end of each of its turns, and each time it takes damage, the target can make another wisdom saving throw. The target has advantage on the saving roll if it's triggered by damage.
Okay. So each time it gets hit and each time at the end of its turn, right?
Yeah, which I should have read that last sentence before I decided on that spell, but that's okay.
I mean, you take away one of its turns, basically.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, and then that's it. For a bonus action, I want to do Bardic Inspiration, and I'll do that on Colchis.
Okay.
So that's 1d8 for you. God, do I want to do that? Yeah, fuck it. I'll use it. All right, that's it.
All right. This creature's turn now, and he is going to make a wisdom saving throw. At the end of his turn, not better than the other. Well, yeah, not better than the other one. So he falls on the ground with a large thud, and his laugh is more like a guttural. Like I would say it's more scary than it is like funny to see. Maybe it's a little funny, but it is not like a ha ha ha. It is like an evil laugh if you've ever heard one. All right. Next up is Alhena.
All right. So this thing's prone, right? Perfect. Alhena will call down a lightning bolt on it. So So he needs to make another dex save.
At disadvantage, right?
I
'Cause
think,
it's prone?
I think prone gives you disadvantage.
It's
I think so.
incapacitated, so almost certainly.
Oh, right, yeah, because he's, yeah.
Oh, I rolled the same thing anyways. A dex save?
Yeah.
It's 11.
All right. That is 15 points of lightning damage to that.
All right.
Dino.
And he gets to make another wisdom saving throw? Or does it end when he gets hit? Yeah, it
I
takes
thought it
damage.
was. Yeah, it gets to make another save, but
Yeah.
at advantage on damage.
Yeah. Okay. See if he can do it. Come on, dice. You motherfuckers. How's a 16?
Dice.
Wait, what is it?
16 might
Wisdom?
do it.
Moxie?
I'm sorry, 16. Is that what you asked me?
Yes.
Okay. I was reading something.
That is your spell save? 16?
Oh, my spell save? What's my spell saving throw?
I don't know. What is your spell saving throw?
I'm sorry, I was reading my character. Where the hell do I find that at?
It's on your spell list. It's at the top. It says.
Oh, I'm sorry, 16. Okay.
Yeah. So yes, it makes it.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So he takes this hit. Sorry, how much damage was it? 15?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, it was 15. Sorry, I was pulling it back up.
That's all right. All right. He stands. Well, he will stand on his turn, but he kind of puts his hand on the ground and looks up at you, Kulkus, and he seems mighty angry at this. All right. Next up is Talon.
Talon sees this a series of events and decides that now would be a really great time to loose an arrow and immediately follow it with the Crimson Hand. So she, oh god, I don't think a 12 hits.
Does not.
Does a 28 hit?
Sure does.
The arrow goes wide.
Uh-huh.
But the Crimson Hand will do 10 plus the d6 of favored foe. So that's 15 points of damage from the. It'll be 5 points of 5 extra points of piercing damage, and then the Crimson Hand is. I don't know if this matters for it at all.
Mhm.
Oh, I forgot about it hit, so it's going to take an extra 2d6 of fire damage as well. So we'll just say 15 points of piercing damage, and then it's going to take 5 points of fire damage as it shatters.
All
in its
right.
neck.
Well done. It didn't like that, and the Crimson Hand appears on your tattooed arm yet again. All right, next up is...
And she's going to move to kind of flank it over on this side a little bit.
Okay.
Move around to the other side of it.
Kulkus, you're up.
Okay, so it is still prone from the hideous laughter?
Yeah, I don't think it stands up until its turn. That makes sense.
Okay, that's good, because that means I get advantage on my melee attacks.
Mm-hmm.
So gonna do a couple of those.
Okay. Do it.
Well,
Do
I rolled 2 17s on
Hey,
that
yo!
one. So 27, I assume,
Okay.
hits.
Yes, it does.
And then let's roll the second advantage. A 25 to hit.
25 also hits.
Okay, so do. Oh, that was minimum damage on 1. So that's 20 magical bludgeoning.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's all I can do. Can't do much with my bonus actions right now.
Okie dokie. Arrow, it's your turn.
All right. 4 attacks with advantage.
Let's go.
That'll be 18.
18 hits.
28.
Mhm.
24.
It's like, why is Talon shaking?
21. So all 4 hit.
All right.
That'll be 12. for 33, 44 points of damage.
Okay, this thing is looking nasty. I mean, it's looking hurt, very hurt.
He already looked nasty.
Yeah, you mean sick nasty. All right, Moxie.
I'm sorry, I got distracted again. I want to cast Flower of Daggers.
Mhm.
So I want to move it like center on a point so it doesn't hurt my friends,
Okay.
and so that would make it enter the spell area.
Yep. If it
Okay.
starts his turn there. Right.
And that does 8 points of damage. Wah, wah.
Okay. Slashing damage, 8 points.
Mhm.
All right.
And then I'm concentrating on that for
I
up
can
to
do
a
math.
minute.
Yes.
And that's all I'm gonna do.
Okay. So it's also gonna take, because it's turn now. So go ahead and roll damage again.
I got all 4, 16.
Hey yo. All right. This thing is on its last leg, but it is now its turn. It turns to Kulkus and Arrow, who are in front of him, and it's going to make an attack at both of you. It stands
I
up.
will use my reaction to impose disadvantage on the one against Arrow.
Okay. So he'll attack you first. Oh my god, I'm so dumb. Okay, cool. It's going to attack you first, Kulkus. Does a 22 hit?
That hits, yeah.
That's not enough dice.
Things you want to hear your DM say.
Hold on. Okay.
I'm assuming that comment LB had was she forgot about something this creature can do that
Sure
would have
did.
made things a lot
Sure
harder.
did. Okay, plus 8. So that's 29 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And then Arrow is going to attack you at disadvantage. Oh. Okay. Does a 29 hit?
Did you get like 2 nat 20s or something?
I had a 17 and an 18.
29 hits. I'm gonna use my reaction to use another charge from my utility belt though to make it miss.
Okay. And it does. All right. That is its 2 attacks with this great club. Next up is going to be Alhena.
Alhana's gonna lightning bolt it again. It needs to make
Oh,
a
it's
dexterity.
also going to move through you guys to the other side. So it's not in the cloud of daggers anymore.
Just like steps over us.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, yeah, Alhana will do a leather call lightning behind it. So it needs to
Hello.
make a dexterity saving throw again.
Oh boy. Oh no, does not make it. It is gonna get fried.
Sweet. That is 12 points of lightning damage.
It sure does, and it sure kills it. So
That's
you
so
guys,
happy.
yes, he takes a knee and falls down, and as he does, hi, hello. You hear the gentleman, what's his name? Vokath. Speaks a word, and he Pokemons away before he can be sacrificed.
Damn it. I moved up too.
I know, I saw that. He was like, oh, no. We like that one.
Trainer Red withdraws his dinosaur.
All right. You get 10 minutes for refreshments and bathroom breaks. Question, I think it might be good to end here tonight.
That's
Probably.
Yeah, because the next one again. Okay, I will tell you guys my
Yeah,
I
what
didn't.
did you forget?
So I'm not used to this. I'm using the D&D Beyond Encounter Builder, and it
Mhm.
has the whole character sheet on the right for it, which is awesome. Except for if I did not scroll down, because I forgot that the reaction that this creature has is a psychic shield, basically. When the Barax would be hit by an attack roll or a magic missile spell that originates from a source that it can see, it creates an invisible barrier of magic force around itself that lasts until the start of its next turn.
Oh, it's like
It gives a +5 AC bonus, including against the triggered attack, and prevents magic missile from damaging.
so he
it.
casts shield on himself.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Which would have been super helpful. Also, you guys did really well because it does have damage immunities to acid and psychic damage. So I was like, all right, what is Moxie casting? And it cannot be charmed or frightened. So, but you guys...
Well, I
yeah.
accidentally read your mind, so that's
Yes, you
perfect.
did. Good job. Get it. All right. So we are done for this week. The two I did take off the there were supposed to be two of those monsters at the beginning. But it's hard to I think like full thing. I was like, I don't know, man. There's a lot of creatures in this, but y'all are doing great. Shouldn't have been worried, even though I knew I shouldn't have been worried, and I tried to tell myself that.
3 ancient dragons next week after we
Oh, boy.
stomped the first 2
Yeah.
rounds.
Okay, I will say you had this one was the CR for the battle was like 13. And the next one is going to be 15. So that'll be fun.
Focus will need some heals before the
Mhm.
next round.
Yeah.
I'm
I
down
mean,
almost
you got-
50.
Do we want to like take care of that before we start? Like next
you have
week,
10
we can
minutes.
Just, like start right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So do we want to just do that because we've got like a little bit of time?
Good call.
Yeah, you wouldn't just have like
Mhm.
Sue burn some healing.
Yes.
Or you can burn the healing potion and get your full health back.
Might be better to
Also
save
a
that for if
possibility.
we run out of spells, then
Okay.
we use the potions.
Have-
Because
have
those will
Sue's-
keep.
Yeah.
Have Sue burn some healing.
know how-
Yeah.
I
don't
don't
know
know
how many-
she has, but
How
Yeah.
much she's got. But
Val, make sure you write down and let Van know what spells you used and
yeah, I used
Where we're
one
going.
first and 1/3. I wrote those
perfect.
down.
Oh,
so-
easy. Okay. All right,
So,
cool.
Yeah, just debating what to do with Sue. The second level cure wounds would do 2d8 plus 7, which is not going to be enough. But
I could also burn a first level and get you probably back up the rest of the way.
And Alhena has some too. You can-
well, when she rolls terribly, so that's only 11 from that cure wounds. I mean, I could use most of my lay on hands and get to full as well.
But you could do that in the. Can you use? I've never played Paladin. Can you use
It's
that
an
in the
action.
middle? So
Yeah,
I mean, Alhena's still got a ton of spells. Why don't I just have her use another first level and then a second level cure wounds on you?
Yeah, I mean, we could also have Sue do this. She's used 2 spells so far.
Yeah, if you want to do a couple more
Yeah,
with her.
so-
Because we have like 10 minutes, right? If you burn through like a couple of the
Mhm.
first levels.
That's a
Yes.
much better. That's 21 on that one. Okay, now I'm down 15.
All right. Next week, we shall resume this battle that is going to be super fun. We will have a guest next time. And Tanya, maybe yes, no. We'll see. But before we get going, let's have everyone go around and say where people can find you and what you do, starting with Arrow, aka Val.
Hi, Val. You can find me at the Kraken's Ground. Almost nowhere at this point. I'm mostly over on GGK. Join us tomorrow. I've got another Dragon Age game that I'm running at 8 o'clock Eastern Time over on Game Nights. So join us for that. That's it.
Oh, hey, I'm Tanya at Tanya Rolling Places. I have a show in Grand Rapids on the 26th, I think, but I'll know more about that later if you like dumb improv. The Abominable Pugs, if you want to see some pugs on Instagram, and I got to do some posting, so I took lots of pictures of them things. And Ted had surgery, but he's okay. And other than that, I got nothing. Nutty nuts.
I'm next. I also love dumb improv. That's and I'm Rachel. Rachel is with where you can find me here on Twitch, but I haven't been streaming there recently because I play D&D on the internet with my friends 3 times a week. I'm here on Sundays. I am on Nerdverse's YouTube channel with LB on Thursdays. Hopefully we'll be getting back to that game within the next few weeks. And on Saturdays, I'm on GGK with Val and Van, playing a very different character than the one I play here. All of them are very different. All 3 that I play every week. It's very fun, but I never remember who I am. And you can find my streaming schedule and my random posts on Twitter at Rachel's Mess with the Z in the middle of 7S. I'm also on Instagram at that handle, although I very rarely ever post there.
Let's be real. If they've made it this far in the episode, whoever's watching this, they love dumb improv. Hi, I'm Alex, OMG. It's some guy on the internets, mostly over on GGK, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Tuesdays have been quiet most of the past month, but we should be back this week with Escape Velocity. We are exploring a new section of space, and there's a weird gray goo alien that is taking over a cruise ship, and most of those people are probably goners already. Oops. But we're checking things out, and so yeah, join us for space shenanigans over there. That'll be me and LB and some other faces that you might recognize. But yeah, that's it for me.
And I'm LB Hack 'em Up. You find me here on Fridays and Sundays. Mondays I am on Indoor Adventures channel, and we'll be on GGK on Tuesdays. This week should be normal schedule for us. My Friday is a maybe for now. I have a friend coming into town, but I probably won't be staying long because they do loud things, and I don't like loud things. So I might be playing Dead Space this weekend. Who knows? But I guess until next time, I'm LB Hack 'em Up. Hack recklessly. Bye!